Welcome to Fields of Dreams. In this video, we are highlighting the 1940s team of the decade, which was a great era of baseball despite many of its best players missing seasons due to their service during the Second World War. This is a better way to allow each player to shine throughout baseball history, rather than the all-century team that left off many great players. In the future, we hope Major League Baseball can retroactively officially name their teams of the decade like the National Football League does. We highlight the Hall of Fame talent that appeared at each position. In the 1940s, there were no Gold Gloves, Silver Sluggers, or Cy Young Awards, but we still have statistics and analytics. At leadoff, we have Lou Boudreau at shortstop for the Indians. In the 1940s, Lou led the American League in doubles for 3 seasons and WAR 2 seasons. He won a batting crown in 1944. In 1948, Lou won the MVP and also led his team to a World Series championship. For his career, Lou had a .295 batting average and a WAR of 63. Batting second and playing right field is Stan Musial of the Cardinals. In this decade, Musial won 3 MVPs and 3 batting crowns in the National League. In 1944, Musial could have won his 4th MVP, but was robbed due to the voters. In the 1940s, Musial led the league in hits and doubles 5 times each. Musial led the Cardinals to 3 World Series championships. Musial, like many during this decade, missed 1 season due to military service. For his career, Musial had 475 home runs, 24 All-Star appearances, and a WAR of 128. He also won 7 batting titles and had over 3,600 hits. In left field, we have Ted Williams of the Red Sox. In the 1940s, Williams became the last player to hit over 400 for a season, which was in 1941. Williams won the American League MVP in 1946 and 1949. Ted Williams also won the Triple Crown in 2 seasons, in 1942 and 1947, which were both years in which he did not win the MVP. In the 1940s, Williams won 4 batting titles. Williams missed 3 seasons due to military service, and his total numbers would even be higher. For his career, Ted Williams hit 512 home runs, a .344 batting average, and a WAR of 121. He was a 19-time All-Star, and to many, he was the greatest hitter who ever lived. Williams also appears on my 1950s decade team. Another legend here at center field, Joe DiMaggio, or known as the Yankee Clipper. In the 1940s, DiMaggio was an all-star for 7 seasons, and he won 2 MVPs. His first MVP was in the previous decade. DiMaggio helped the Yankees win 3 World Series in this decade. DiMaggio also would miss 3 seasons due to military service, even though the Yankees did win another title in his absence. For his career, DiMaggio had 361 home runs and hit .325. He was an all-star for 13 seasons and won 9 World Series for the Yankees. DiMaggio also appeared on the 1930s decade team. At first base, we have Johnny Mize, who spent time playing for the Cardinals and later the Giants. In the 1940s, Mize was an all-star for 7 seasons. He led the league in home runs and runs batted in 3 times each during the decade. Mize also missed 3 seasons due to military service. For his career, Mize had 359 home runs and a .312 batting average. He would later win several championships with the Yankees in the next decade. At designated hitter, we have Ralph Kiner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. On defense, Kiner did play left field and third base. Kiner led the league in home runs all 4 years he played in the decade. Kiner was the first National League player to hit over 50 home runs in a season twice, in which he did in 1947 and 1949. He does miss 2 seasons due to military service. Kiner's career was cut short due to back injury. For his career was a 6-time All-Star that hit 369 home runs and 1,015 runs batted in. At second base, we have Joe Gordon, another New York Yankee. In the 1940s, Gordon was an 8-time All-Star for the American League. In 1942, he won an MVP. However, it has always been debatable. Gordon won 2 of his 5 World Series rings in the 1940s. He also missed 2 seasons due to the Second World War. For his career, Gordon had 253 home runs, 975 runs batted in, and a WAR of 55. At third base, we have George Kell of the Detroit Tigers. In the 1940s, Kell was an all-star for 3 seasons. He won the American League batting title in 1949 on the final game of the season. For his career, George Kell had a .306 batting average and 2,054 hits. Kell was a 10-time All-Star, as he did play for other teams. And ninth at catcher, we have Ernie Lombardi of the Reds. In the 1940s, Lombardi was an All-Star 3 of his 8 seasons that he played in. He helped the Reds win the World Series in 1940. Lombardi won his second batting title in 1942. For his career, Lombardi had a .306 batting average with 990 runs batted in. He was an MVP in 1938 and a 7-time All-Star. The first starting pitcher of the 1940s is Bob Feller of the Indians. In the 1940s, Feller was an All-Star for 5 seasons. Feller won the pitching Triple Crown in 1940. He also led the American League in strikeouts for 5 seasons in the decade. He helped the Indians win the World Series in 1948. Like most players, Feller missed around 4 seasons due to military service, so his career numbers would have been greater. For his career, Feller won 266 games with over 2,500 strikeouts. The second starting pitcher of the 1940s is Hal Newhouser of the Detroit Tigers. In the 1940s, Newhouser was an All-Star for 6 seasons. Hal won the Triple Crown in 1945 and won 2 MVP awards in 1944 and 1945. He almost won another one the following season. He helped the Tigers win the 1945 World Series as he completed 2 complete games in the Fall Classic. Hal led the league in wins 4 seasons. For his career, Newhouser won 207 games with an earned run average of 3/6. The player with the highest WAR in the 1940s was Ted Williams with 64.9. He led the American League in WAR 5 seasons, even though he missed 3 seasons due to military service. Williams' offensive prowess helped his team win more than any other player in the regular seasons this decade. Stan Musial was second this decade with a 59.2 WAR. The player of the decade is none other than Stan Musial. During the 1940s, Musial won 3 National League MVPs while having better overall numbers than anyone in the league. Musial also led the Cardinals to 4 World Series appearances while winning 3 of them. Williams and DiMaggio won 2 MVPs this decade, and DiMaggio also won 3 rings like Musial. So for me, the nod goes to Musial, winning in a small market like he did. Even after the Cardinals traded Mize to the Giants, they started winning with Musial being their leader. The Sporting News didn't name their player of the decade until the 1960s. But had they named one for this decade, Musial, Williams, or DiMaggio would have been their choice. They all missed time, and when they came back, they still were the best in the league. In summary, a stellar decade of the 1940s. It's hard to beat an outfield like this one with Williams, DiMaggio, and Musial. Although 8 of these players and others missed playing time due to the war, it was a great period of baseball. Power hitters like Mize and Kiner were really good. A solid middle infield with Gordon and Boudreau, who won championships. The 2 pitchers were really great with Feller and Newhouser. Overall, there was amazing talent and seasons like witnessing someone hit over 400 or have a 56-game hit streak.